Welcome you this morning to this meeting of the Drainage District Board of Directors for today, September the 15th, 2014. Commissioner Cuellar, Precinct 1, Palacios Precinct 2, Palacios Precinct 4, and myself being present, we have a quorum. Anybody sign up, Mr. Garza?
Yes, sir. I signed up to give the board a status on the event that we had over the weekend, Judge.
Good.
Judge, Commissioners, as y'all are aware, we had a sizable amount of rain that came into Hidalgo County and also Willacy County. In some areas, we had probably about 6 inches, 6.5 inches of rain. Some areas got 4.5, others 3, 2, and so forth. But again, it was a large amount of rain. They came in very quickly. We were out there, and I know the commissioners were out there assessing the issue. We've been very fortunate with all the improvements that have been done by the commissioners and the board of directors over the past several years to be able to identify where the weaknesses had been in the past. And I think it was a testament to the work of all this board and the commissioners here on the system running almost at 90% capacity and not having, that I've heard of, any major issues out there. The water seemed to have flowed very, very good. There was some times it was getting kind of critical, but you know, God itself slowed down the rain a little bit to allow us to get some of this water out. All of our levee systems worked properly. There was a couple areas that we were probably within a couple of hours of having to shut the gates down and begin pumping. But again, it subsided enough to let the water move forward. And again, as we're all aware, it takes about 12 hours from western Hidalgo to get to the eastern part of Hidalgo. So we bought time on moving the water out. But the system was running probably at about a 90%, 95% capacity over in the Panchita area. We were at the top of the gates there on the structure, not having to cut the system off. I think the cities did an exceptional job. As we drove around, we saw some localized flooding, but a lot of them were at intersections on roadways. What helped a lot also, the ground had been very dry. It probably took in maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches of rain, so that bought us some time. We're out there assessing the damage at this time. We have one particular area over in precinct number 3, on La Homa Road area, that we had a tremendous amount of water go into the system, that the ditch itself, which is about 15 feet deep, overflowed about a foot, 1.5 feet. And a lot of it has to do to the growth that's happening over the northwest, the large schools. None of the schools had any water on them, so all the water was flowing into the system. We did look at the Hohen Drive, Commissioner. I think the pumps worked out there fine. You've done work on the internal area. We moved the water out there. Commissioner Palacios, you've spent several $1 million of local monies in putting a lot of storm sewer and detention facilities. And that's what helps tremendously, that we have a place for the water to go and keep it out of people's homes. So detaining it and releasing it out properly has been a very good job. Commissioner AC, in the areas that you've taken over from the irrigation districts, getting those ditches cleaned up, getting them unplugged and moving the water. I don't think there was a single drainage facility that was not running full or almost at capacity through the area. As I mentioned, we're out there assessing damage. And by damage, I'm talking about any washouts we might have had, erosion that might have taken place, start removing debris that picks up on all of our weir structures. But otherwise, we didn't hear any major complaints on the flow of water moving out. Some of y'all know got calls, but it takes time for the water to move out. It comes down so quickly, but within hours, you can see the water receding down there. We still have pumping operation going on over in La Homa in precinct number 3 to try to get that water down and then assess the repairs that we need to do in that area. But overall, I think y'all have done an excellent job in giving the district the ability to make the improvements that are needed, and we continue making those improvements.
Good job, good job.
Well, I wish the monitor were here to listen to it, but maybe we'll give him a press release or something.
Well, we have an owl.
All right, sir.
May I continue, sir?
Consent agenda, any concerns?
There was no consent agenda for the board's consideration at this time.
Move for approval? Second.
No, there were
No
none.
agenda.
Under item 4, 2013 bond series, request approval of amendment number 1 to license number LSFG 1403 with International Boundary and Water Commission that relates to drainage improvements of the South Flood Water Channel. This is one of the pump structures going over there in the South Fork drain. We had an existing permit. We needed amended because we're putting in 2 new structures in it. It's in Commissioner Tita Palacios' project listed, even though the structure itself is in precinct 1, but it's being funded through the GLO coming in through South Fork from Commissioner Palacios' area. But again, as you know, the water moves to the east. He just wanted to make sure the water gets out of precinct 2 and precinct 1.
Move for approval?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, requesting approval to change order number 3 with IPR South Central to extend contract time as it relates to contract number TP 0713 Precinct 2 Radar Drain Reroute Project. There's no money, it's basically the closeout documents we're trying to establish on the project. The project is pretty well completed, so we just need about 30 days to get all the paperwork wrapped up. This was a request from the project engineer, Mellon and Hunt, to get this item done.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We have no item in the closed session. The board wishes to, yes, sir.
Godfrey.
Yes, sir.
I heard somewhere where there was some monies that were allocated to this area.
That is correct, sir.
Can you,
As it relates to the
Allocated to
drainage
what?
projects that we have in this area, we've received notification that the drainage district, because of the efforts that everybody's been doing, was allocated $5.6 million of grant money towards the Rainbow Drain. We were successful in getting every single dollar that the state had to provide drainage. The document is with legal counsel being reviewed. We will be coming before the Commissioner's Court or the Board of Directors probably next week with the document. And this is a grant. It is completely free money. It's towards the Raymondville Drain, and we have up to $10 million. We've secured every dollar that the state had at this time, and we're still up for another close to $3.some million in next fiscal year to go after. So it's very important to understand that the efforts of this board and the community in getting these monies coming into our region. We will be making a full presentation to the board next Tuesday once the documents have been drafted up by legal, sir.
excellent.
Beautiful.
Very good, sir.
As I said, we have no closed session as the board wishes to entertain one.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's 9:19. We've got a few minutes to go before we can convene our regular Commissioners
I
Court.
think it's at 9:15. No, 9:15, Judge. We can start.
Oh, 9:15.
We can start.
Sorry about that.
No smoke break.
Thank you.
Then we will be convening our regular meeting of the special meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court for today, September the 15th, 2014. Present are Commissioner Cuellar, Precinct 1, Palacios, Precinct 2, Palacios, Precinct 4, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father in heaven, we do thank you for this day. We thank you for the rain. We hope it has not caused too many problems or that it will cause problems in the future. But we still rely on you to send us the water to refresh our earth, and we're always thankful for that. Please help us judge wisely on so many things that we're getting ready to do and that we do every day in our lives. We need your guidance, your wisdom, your protection. And thank you for everything that you've given us with families and with the nation, and bless those who are not as fortunate as us and who are giving up their lives just for freedom. And we ask all these things in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Mr. Fracio, any concerns?
I don't have any, Judge, unless someone else has any concerns or recommend approval. About the consent agenda, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries. Under open forum, first presenter is Mr. Jim Barnes.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Another beautiful day in paradise. Usually the owls get up and start talking about you spending too much money here or there. I have a different issue today that will involve spending of money that we would support. I just ask you one question. How much bullet resistance do I have with what I'm wearing right now? The answer is none. You have some constables in this county that go out in their vehicle serving as constables that have the same amount of protection that I am wearing right now. And I asked the question, we asked the question as owls, should they be wearing bulletproof vests? Please go back to your precincts, do a check to see which constables have vests and which ones don't, and take a look at how much they cost and see what you can do about purchasing them for the constables that do, and deputy constables that do not have one. Thank you.
All right, next presenter is Fern McClarity.
Don't hold me up, gentlemen. I'm ticking. That time, I don't have time. Yes, I would like to know how many of y'all would serve papers on someone that the county's taken their property because they couldn't pay their taxes and they don't want to leave. Just now on the consent agenda, y'all just passed travel out of county for Precinct 5 over there. It says need to transfer money to attend a 20-hour Texas Justice Court training. That precinct is going away. Why would we spend $300? That could easily be used for a vest for someone that really needs it. But again, we allow travel of people that are leaving the county, just one more good old boy thing. And I would like to ask how many pieces of property that the county owns. We're constantly seeing on the agenda that you're wanting to buy more property. We need another piece. We need another building. We need something. How about if we take care of the buildings that we have already? I was over at the elections office. There are 3 leaks in that building. One is in the front entrance when you first walk in over some of the computers and things. Second one is in the room where the ballot board and everyone is doing their paperwork is there. And then in the ladies' bathroom. I know that the county is always worrying about mold and where it's at and what's happening, and we got to tear that building down. We got to redo the building. Well, if we fix the roof, because that's where this building is leaking from, you wouldn't have moisture, which causes mold. So my thing is, what are y'all doing about this? Y'all are always doing a road here, you're doing this, you're buying another building. My thing is, let's take care of what we got. Let's take care of this building. I don't believe they've ever come in and complained about it, but if it's our maintenance people that are not doing it, shame on them. And if it's not them, then it has to be your responsibility to take care of these buildings. Thank you.
All right, next presenter is Valde Guerra.
Thank you, Judge. Just real quick, I was going to, wanted to update the court, but Godfrey obviously did an excellent job with respect to the weekend event. I do also want to report that there was constant communication throughout the weekend. There was communication between the sheriff's office, my office, all the commissioners, county judge's office. I dealt with the chiefs, the commissioners personally. We were addressing all the phone calls that we were getting. We did do a check of our county buildings and addressed any issues that we had with the county buildings. As of Sunday, I had one little issue with one building, which was addressed accordingly, and we went ahead and started the process of addressing the overall issue with the building this morning with facilities management. But again, want to report that there was constant communication amongst the county departments. I spoke to Commissioner Tito Palacios personally. I communicated through chats with Commissioner Cuellar. I spoke to the judge as well. Marcos from Precinct 4. Mingo called me, giving me updates with respect to what was going on in Precinct 3. I did talk to Communications Office at the Sheriff's Office with respect to any phone calls that were occurring. We addressed those as well. Again, just want to report that the communication system that was put in place some time ago to address these types of issues went off without a hitch over the weekend.
Did you say you knew about the leaks at the election?
I can't respond, but I'll address that right after court. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 6, your office, Valde.
There is no action item under item 6A, 1 and 2 for today, or 6B. We'll have a full report on 6B next week. Item 6C, Judge Commissioners, I'm asking acceptance of a reimbursement check from Travelers Insurance Company in the amount of $2,835.77. This is a claim of Mario Herrera.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 60 is under our right-of-way. It's for North Alamo Water Supply Corporation. Mr. Juan Barbosa, I'm asking approval of a permit, a pipeline permit. This would be 12 feet to connect a 4-inch service connection to an existing 6-inch sewer line out in Precinct 4.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Item 7, Sheriff's Office.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Richard Ozuna, Sheriff's Office, Hidalgo County, on behalf of our Sheriff Eddie Guerra. 7A, pursuant to Hidalgo County Cellular Telephone Policy, AT&T through the DIR SDD 1777 contract, presentation, consideration, and acceptance and approval of the cellular phone request form, data link card request for the following. It's requesting requisition 26/29/16 for 15 data link hosted access for vehicle modems at $37.99 each per month.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Sir, our Health Department. That'll be 8A and 8B. No one is here, so we'll move on to item number 9, Precinct 4.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners.
Yes, sir.
Item 9A is the appointment of member to the Hidalgo County Housing Authority Board. And
The selection?
the selection is Oscar Castañeda, and he resides in Edinburgh, Texas.
And he's replacing whom?
Greg Garcia.
Castañeda. Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 10, Purchasing.
Item 10A, Judge, Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 10A is approval of IRS form. The correct form number should be 8821, designating Sergio Cruz, County Budget Officer, as an Hidalgo County authorized representative with authorization for the county judge to sign the required documents. This is merely IRS form to request taxpayer information. We received some notices from the IRS, and so we need to get this form to be able to get information from them.
I'm sorry, you're reading item what, sir?
10A?
Okay, A1. Okay.
Sergio, so this is going to authorize you to request information from the IRS on behalf of the county?
Yes, correct.
Stan.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Oscar Garza for Mrs. Salazar, Marta Salazar.
Morning, sir.
She couldn't attend this morning, not feeling well. On item 11A1, we were informed the court that there was 15 packets that were submitted, and we received 5 bids, out of which we're asking recommendation as per project engineer Mr. Cecin from the Hidalgo County Planning Department to award the lowest bid to vendor meeting all specifications for project Hidalgo County Precinct Number 2, Roadrunner subdivision paving and drainage improvements, RFB number 2014-285-07-30 MSS to Texas Cordia Construction LLC in the total amount of $405,928.
Move for approval.
Second.
Everything's in place.
Everything's
sorry?
in order?
I'm sorry?
Is everything in place? Do we have
It-
all we need? Paperwork.
Is everything in order, all the paperwork?
Yes, all the paperwork is in order, Commissioner, I'm sorry.
All right, those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item B is pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262031, and in the interest of expediting a project's progress, requesting authority and approval for precinct commissioner or designee historically, Mr. Raul Silguero, and I want to make that clarification. It says Raul Cecin, but it's Raul Silguero, unless otherwise voiced by the Commissioner, to execute change orders that involved an increase or decrease in cost of $50,000 or less, and in no event to exceed the change order's statutory limits. The original contract price may not be decreased by 18% or more without the consent of the contractor.
Move for approval.
Check.
Judge, Commissioners, was that, did you say Silguero or Cecin?
Raul Silguero,
typo.
Mr.
Oh, okay.
Mr.
it's a-
Guerra, yes.
Oh, it's a typo on the-
There was a typo,
Oh,
yes, sir.
okay, okay.
I just want to make the clarification.
Thank you.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries.
And item 2 is requesting authority to advertise with approval of RFB plans and specifications developed by project engineer Raul Cecin, Hidalgo County Planning Department for Hidalgo County Precinct Number 2 Equipment and Maintenance Facility on-site civil improvements, concrete work, RFB number 35310-15 MSS.
Move for approval.
Check.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries.
And on WIC B1, there'll be no action necessary, Judge.
Valde?
Okay, Judge, Commissioners, with that being said, Commissioners, with the court's permission, there's no need to go into executive session. If we could go straight to item 13, open session. There is no real estate acquisition appropriation for same today, so there's no action. There's no action under pending and/or potential litigation. Item C, Judge Commissioners, I'm asking for settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $1,369.79 against the claim of AT&T.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 13D, Hidalgo County versus Raul Rodriguez Jr. and Yesenia Cias. Judge Commissioners, for the record, I'd like to have this assigned to Ms. Josephine Ramirez to file suit on this case, on behalf of Hidalgo County. I'm sorry.
You need action?
Yes, sir.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 13E and F are relating requests and action. Item E is Hidalgo County versus Luis A. Prieto Garza and Endeavor General Agency. Again, I'd like to assign this to Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office for subrogation and suit, and file suit if necessary.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 13F, Hidalgo County versus Pedro Luis Lugo Garcia. Again, I'd like to assign this to Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office for subrogation and to file suit if necessary.
For approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, I do not believe there's any further action on the part of the court.
Move to adjourn. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.